Hey, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my Leetcode journey and some advice if you want to get started with Leetcode. This video is going to be different than my normal rant videos, and I'm going to try to come a little bit more prepared, and hopefully this video is going to be more structured. So first off, if you don't know what Leetcode is, it's basically a coding platform where you can do competitive programming and also coding interview prep questions. I was introduced to Leetcode by my friend around 3 months ago, and I really enjoy the chill aspect, and now it's kind of just a part of my a daily thing for me. I think it was also around when I quit Minecraft and Valorant, so Leetcode filled up that free time in my life. As of today, I've completed 400 Leetcode questions, 81 of them being hard questions. I wouldn't worry too much about the acceptance rate, but mine is 55%. My total active days is 95 days, and my first day logging onto Leetcode was 100 days ago. My rating is around 1900, which is like top 4.5%, but it's only going up. And I also have the Knight rank. I'm hoping to get the Guardian rank soon. So anyways, hopping into my first tip for Leetcode is to do the dailies and to do the contests. Basically, every single day, Leetcode will give out a designated Leetcode daily question, and these questions come from a variety of topics, and it's normally a very good distribution of easy but mostly medium questions and some hard questions. And this is very good for introducing you to new topics and learning new skills. But the main advantage of the daily question is to motivate you to log on every day to do some coding. And oftentimes it only takes around 15 minutes to like 45 minutes depending on how hard it is, and definitely do not be afraid to read the solution if you don't understand how to do it. And another thing I would recommend is to do the weekly contests. These are every Saturday. I think it's a very good gauge for how good you are at coding under time pressure, and most of the time there is one easy question, two medium questions, and one hard question. So it's a very good indicator for whether or not you're improving. Okay, so moving on to my second tip is if you can't figure out a question in around 30 minutes to an hour, you should just quit and read the solution. Basically what this means is if you spent 30 minutes actually trying different solutions for a given question and actively coding and you don't think you can solve it, then you should probably just read the solution. It's more important to expose yourself to more questions than it is to spend like 3 hours on a single question. However, on that note, if you think that you have some idea how to answer the question, then you should let those ideas sit in your head and think about it while you're going about in your daily life, and then you can attempt the question the next day or the day after that. This tip is just like, do not actively try to code a solution to a single question for more than an hour, I'd say, for practice. And that kind of brings me into the next thing, which is reading the solution. I think you should always read the solution in small chunks. So let me explain what that means. First, you want to open the related topics of the question and see if you can code it given the related topics. If you already knew what the topics were and you still can't solve the question after seeing the related topics, then you should open the solutions tab. But instead of clicking into the solution, you should only read the titles of each solution without looking at the code. Just only read the titles. Maybe it'll give you some hints on the complexity or which approach to take. And if you still can't solve it after that, then definitely read into the solutions, read through the code, and make sure that you understand it before moving on to the next question. I think opening up the solution in chunks makes sure that you get the most opportunity to attempt and think about the question and improve, compared to just like looking at the code right away or looking at the editorial right away. My third tip is that not every single question is equal, and some questions are better than other questions. Whether it is like better worded, or the constraints are better, or the questions are more interesting, or more applicable, or whatever it is, some questions are just better than others. And I would say that the best questions on the site are the first 100 to 150 questions. I've done every single question from question 1 to question 150, other than like 5 questions. We don't talk about those questions. But the first 150 questions gives you such a good foundation to coding concepts. So I think it's definitely very important that you do them. So in addition to doing the dailies and the contest, if you have extra time or you enjoy coding, I would really recommend doing the first 150 questions. These are by far the best questions on the site, and they give you a great foundation. My last tip is that questions are kind of built off of each other, and it's kind of important to understand that questions are built off of each other, and I'll try to explain what that means. Basically, when you're doing an easy question, you're going to pick up some important skills and tools and methods that will help you solve the medium questions, and same with like medium questions helping you solve hard questions. So it's really important that you pick up these fundamental important skills and tools before you skip to the hard questions. So even if you solve like an easy question or a medium question, always make sure that you look at the solution and you understand what the question is trying to get you to do, and see if there's any ways to optimize your code or anything like that, because that'll put you in the right mindset to solve those hard questions. And yeah, that was my last tip. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and learned something or two about Leetcode. I guess I'll end off the video with a short bit of motivation, which is that people often spend like 4 years, 6 years, 8 years trying to get a CS degree. So it only makes sense to spend at least 3 months on Leetcode. And if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And yeah, peace out.